Hey everybody, back again, and today I want to do a entrepreneurship type video again because I haven't done it in a while, it seems. And this is called The Failed Entrepreneur as the channel. Anyway, pitching. Video today on pitching and why pitching is super, super important, and it's a skill that you work on and develop over time. Just yesterday, it just seemed like whenever I meet people and you strike up a conversation, for whatever reason, people ask, what do you do? And I say, I tried to start a startup, failed, whatever. So they always ask, what was your idea? And it's like, my mind goes straight into pitch mode, right? It's like, all right, here's some practice. So just yesterday I was at my daughter's parent-teacher conferences, ran into a different teacher, and she asked the question, and so just went right into my whole spiel. And she likes it and stuff like that, but it's good practice, right? And when I used to teach my entrepreneurship class, we had a whole lesson on the value of pitching, right? And just how important it is, like I said, to be good, to convey, to sell your idea to somebody else in a very limited time span. The average pitch, I think they always talk about like an elevator pitch, right? That's the goal. If you have like just 30 seconds, if you met someone in an elevator, could you sell them on your idea before the elevator goes up and they get off the ride, right? So you don't have a lot of time. You can't go into a lot of details. You got to hit the main selling points, and you got to hit them hard, right? That's what makes a good pitch. And if they're interested, then they'll help you out, right? If they're asking questions and if they stick around after that 30 seconds, you did your job, you got them hooked. Now you can try and reel them in. I think too often people try and reel in right away, right? And if, again, go a fishing analogy here, you cast your reel, but you're trying to reel it in quickly before you even wait to get a bite, right? So you got to follow the process. Hook them first. You got about 30 seconds. You don't want to say everything. You just want to, again, hit the basics and get them interested enough to ask questions, right? You want to bait. You want to bait them into asking and wanting to know more. So you want to be maybe a little vague, but you really got to come out with fire and show them, exactly what makes you different, what makes your idea really cool or competitive or unique. You got to, use your best ammo first to try and keep them going along. And again, once you got their attention, that's kind of half the battle, right? So in my class, we would do this. The activity would be, I think, we just, these are like high schoolers. It's one of the first lessons we would do. I think we just have them pitch themselves, right? Or maybe like a favorite product of theirs. But the whole point was to practice. You're not good at this right away. It's one of those things that takes repetition, right? You're going to suck at it at first, and the only way to get good is just to keep going over and over and over again over your material, delivery, body language, eye contact, your voice, right? Make sure you're loud and articulate enough to be understood, and not talking too fast and not talking too slow. And I can be a fast talker, I know, so that's always a struggle for me. But that's part of what kind of goes into making a good pitch. If you're able to, it's hard all over the internet, but if you can like shake a hand, and even just a handshake is really, really important, because that helps build a physical connection. It's kind of a quick little bond between you and your potential customer, right? And think about it. Anytime you go to a place where there's sales, car lots, used to be car salesmen again, right? One of the very first things they'll do is, good salesman or woman will reach out, extend their hand to offer friendship. I mean you no harm. I think it goes back to like, hey, I'm not carrying any weapons. Right, back in the old days, and so I'm safe. But also just to, again, firm handshake, 1, 2, 3, you're done, and build that connection. There's a little bond there. You shared a moment. Now you can share their idea with you, right? If you go shopping for cell phones or real estate agent or whatever it is, there's a reason why people shake hands, and that's also another skill we used to practice in my class. A weak handshake is going to kill your deal no matter how good it is, because first impressions are very, very important, right? So, again, going back to pitching, you want to try and introduce yourself a little bit. It's tricky because you only got 30 seconds to do a whole lot. So you want to, again, explain your idea, what makes it unique or interesting. Of course, give the name, let people know what the name is so they can remember it. Like, great idea, but I forgot what it's called. It's not going to matter. And then a little bit of like a connection with you is best, because that helps build memory and helps build that connection between you and your customer, right? So, hey, I had this idea 3 years ago at my old job, blah, 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 right? Or I used to do this a long time and I did it and then I found a better way, blah, 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 blah. So that's a good way too to kind of show that, again, you're a real person, and so much of it is just building that connection, right? A good thing, if you want to do, and we used to do this in my class a lot also, is Shark Tank, right? We used to watch Shark Tank a lot, and then we would watch those pitches that the people would do in front of the sharks, right? And you'll see, at the beginning of any intro, and it's rehearsed, and they got the props and stuff like that. But really, it's kind of, it may be longer than 30 seconds, but that's basically like an elevator pitch, right? They got maybe those people got a minute in front of those sharks, and they got to try and, explain all the ins and outs of that business, keep their attention, be animated, be energetic, and get them to bite. And then afterwards, if the sharks have interest, right, they'll start asking questions. And then that's when they go into the nitty gritty of the business, right? Well, what is your budget? What was your sales last quarter, right? How much debt are you carrying right now? How much does it cost to acquire all that stuff, right? You don't need to go into that first. You just have to go into that later, right? Getting that attention is half the battle. Something else about a pitch. Well, this might go more into like sales, right? But in the marketing class I took a couple weeks ago, that's ClickFunnels One Funnel Away Challenge, which I've done video reviews on, and it's a really good class. You should check it out if you're interested in this. In one of the lessons, the host, the mentor, Russell Brunson, he made a comment which was kind of like an epiphany to me. But he said that you can sell anybody anything as long as you are giving away enough value, right? You add enough value to any offer, and people are going to take that no matter what. And that really makes sense, right? Think about it. Let's say, I don't know, and you see this all the time, right? Say you're going to go and interested in buying a car, right? Well, that's like that's like equivalent of going to the dentist, and it's such a pain and a hassle. But car dealerships, if you hear their advertisements on the radio commercials, right? Well, what if we gave you 0% financing, which is not really great for you, but it gets people's attention, right? Trying to add value to the sale. Or sometimes we'll say, hey, come on in, take a test drive, and then we'll give you 2 free tickets to sporting event, right? Or you can get a big screen TV if you buy a car with us now, or something like that, right? The whole point is they're trying to add value beyond that initial purchase. And it's like, well, I don't need a TV, right? I don't care about sports. I don't got to do that. Well, what if your first, 2 or 3 months payments we took care of for you, right? So you get that new car. You don't got to pay for it right away. Drive it off the lot. Again, you're trying to add value to that sale to entice them. Well, I can't turn that down, right? If they're going to do a couple payments for me and get a TV, and that TV is worth $800, and tickets to sporting game, that's a lot of extra value, and you can get your customers that way. Again, think of the internet. A big thing everyone does now is they give away stuff for free, right? Hey, sign up for my website and you get free newsletter. That's such a weak value though, right? Or ebooks. That's why people give ebooks out a lot, right? It doesn't cost a lot to do, but it's trying to give someone some extra added value onto that product, right? What if, again, I give you a month free membership? Well, hey, that's good value, right? Or what if I give you a free training call, $200 value, my time, I'll give that to you, right? extra value. You just load it up with value. And how do you know if it works? Well, if you're not getting any sales from your offer, you need to up that value up a little bit. Maybe you need to lower that price. Maybe you need to do some more add-ons, right? You get an ebook. You get the first month off free. You get a free 1-hour personal one-on-one conference with me, okay? I'll give you my, my spreadsheets. I'll give you the copy I write, the exact words and the exact emails I send out to my customers. I'll share those with you, right? You're just trying, and eventually there'll be a tipping point like, I'm interested. I listened to your pitch. I watched your video, but and a phone call, and I'll get your copy, the writing you use, and I'll get free month membership and membership with other, customers or clients. I'll, be invited to your secret Facebook club group or something, right? Well, that's not so bad then, right? Oh, and there's a refund. So if I'm not satisfied, I get all my money back. Lower the risk, raise the value, and you can sell anybody pretty much anything. So just some tips on pitching, but the main thing again is to practice. So if you are in that position where you need to work on selling ideas or selling your products, best thing to do is if you have like a spouse, brother, sister, roommate, friends, whatever, just practice pitching in front of them, over and over and over again, and get their feedback, and it's just that experience, right? Because in the beginning, you'll be stumbling. You don't know what you're going to say. It's going to be a little awkward at first. You really got to become comfortable. It's like stand-up. You got to work on your routine, your material, right? Or just practice in front of the mirror, right? That is totally fine too. But just it's practice. And like I said, whenever I meet people and they ask me what I do, I just know, I got to boot up that sales pitch because here it comes. And I like it because it's an opportunity to, again, share my idea, is to get practice and get a lot of good feedback from people too. Like, oh, I like that. Or it doesn't make sense. And then, when you're engaging, it helps me kind of better explain something. And, if I can make it a little simpler, oh, that makes sense. Now, then maybe I might work that into my pitch, right? But again, if you don't practice, if you don't share, it ain't going to happen. All right. Anyway, I got stuff to do. I know you do too. I got to go, and catch you later. But keep pitching. Keep watching. I don't know. Bye.